In this video, I'm gonna show you how to clean a rubber floor mat. Now, two things is that with this one, the ground where we were working at, it was nothing but dirt and rock. So we couldn't put it on the ground because obviously it'd get dirty. And then second is that I didn't use a water hose or a pressure washer, just to show you guys that, hey look, just using a spray bottle in certain situations, you can still get the job done. Not as efficient, not as quick, but it can still be done. And let's get into the video. So here I'm using my IK pump sprayer, not the foam one, obviously, with super clean diluted 10-to-1. And I'm gonna use the Chemical Guys long fender brush because it has long enough bristles to get in between the grooves. You don't want to use like a small like Detail Buddy brush because it takes so long. And you know, usually my go-to brush for floor mats could even be the Tough Shine tire brush, but the bristles aren't long enough to reach in between those grooves. So one, I like it because the brush covers more real estate and the bristles are long enough to easily get in between those grooves. Now, some of you may be saying, hey Oscar, you're gonna be scratching your vehicle, you're gonna damage your vehicle, yada yada yada. Look, my vehicle is also a tool. If I need to use it to get the job done, I'm gonna use it. I have it there so it can get beat up when it needs to be beat up. It's reliable, so I'm not too worried about putting a little bit of minor scratches into the vehicle when I have to work, because like I said, you can tell like we're basically just on dirt, so I'm not gonna put it on the ground. I couldn't put it, you know, in the cargo space of my van because it was already being used with the floor mat. So I'm just, you know, you work with what you have in that situation. So here I'm just using the 32-ounce bottle with water. That's literally all it is. Now, even just using a pump sprayer with water would be 10 times faster. And obviously, if you had a garden hose or a pressure washer, that much simpler to rinse it off. But just showing you guys that, look, hey, it takes a while. That's why I'm not speeding it up. It takes a while to actually rinse down, but you can get the job done. You could use a steamer. Like I said, a pump sprayer would work a lot better as well. Or you can use, you know, a garden hose or pressure washer. And now I'm gonna use the Metro Sidekick to blow all the water out of the grooves from the floor mat. This is a tool that I think I highly recommend if you're just starting to purchase it. Maybe not like one of your huge purchases, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's around $100. And you know, and there's similar alternatives, but in that same price range. And if you can see Anthony, he's about to get swallowed in the car over there in the background. But I do highly recommend it just because it has such a huge, there's so many applications that you can use it for. You could also use an air compressor, but because you need, it's just a bit more work to get an air compressor running if you're just starting and if you're working like out of a small vehicle or a personal vehicle versus just using like an electrical blower like I have. But there's so many use cases for it, for engine, for wheels, for, you know, water after you wash the vehicle, blowing out interiors, for instances like this. So it's a very useful tool. And next, because I had already cleaned the other side prior to the video, I'm just gonna flip it over and blow out the water out of the grooves on that side. And I'm telling you, it's very important to not care too much about your vehicle. Like, I know a lot of people like wash their vehicle every week and they polish it and they always like wax it and such. You know, and this is just coming from the you know, the perspective of like, look, you can't be too romantic about everything you detail. Like this, like, what, you know, some people would literally not do this just because they don't want to put any scratches in their own vehicle. Like, you have to get to work under whatever situations or circumstances you are. So this is just to say, like, if you gotta work in ways that you don't normally work, it's just the way of doing business. And wrapping it all up, this is the after. If you see there on the left hand side, there's a little bit of a stain that we touched up afterwards, but overall it came out really well. And that wraps up this video. Hopefully it helped you out. Hopefully you took something away and apply it to a future detail of yours. Let me know if you have any comments, questions, or feedback in the comment section down below, and I'll see you on the next one.